was away, so it's very hard to get together. But when we did, it was always a party. That's my number.
I'm Kathy, and Jenny and I were actually in high school together, but we really connected just over the last maybe 3 or 4 years, and she just was a sparkle in my life. She just made everybody feel so special and cared for, and the humor was just out of bounds. Just certain things she'd just say out of the blue that were so brilliant and funny. And yes, I'm happy to be here too. I miss her every day.
And I'm Maggie, and I knew Jenny from high school.
I'm Mark Stockham. I know her through my wife. We developed a tight relationship with her. I never really had known her before Kathy developed
knew you,
a relationship with her. I've heard a lot of great things, and I'm here to pay my respects.
My name is Terry. I met her waiting for a bus at the bottom of Reed Street in 1972. Reed and Miller, and we both remembered that day. It was freezing cold. I gave her my coat, and we were friends ever since.
My name is Fontaine, and I'm a dog walker, and she was a part of my everyday. And I will miss her dearly. And Michelle as well.
I'm Elizabeth, and I probably met her about 30 years ago. And even though we both grew up in Mill Valley, I think she came out from New York young, right? I don't know. Anyway, but you know, we've come in and out of each other's lives over the years. We used to go music a lot together through friends that we knew. And as of the most recent history, she would drive by the house all the time with her dogs and always stop up until I think the very last day. I just miss seeing her.
My name is Margot, and I met Jenny at the Sweden House in the 80s, I think it was. And she's just such a bright light, and so many memories over the years. I didn't see her in my everyday life in the last 10 years. I unfortunately, or fortunately, whatever, I introduced her to one of my bosses once, and they had an on-again, off-again relationship, and he was like a, I don't know, sugar daddy. Not that he's that rich. He wanted to be more. Anyways, TMI. But I love Jenny so much. Our birthdays were right next to each other.
Oh, happy birthday!
And, I was always jealous of her because when mine ended, hers began. But she's just very special, as we all know. And the last time I saw her, she had brought too much hot chocolate, and she dropped it by the office first. And she was just like that, endlessly generous and sweet, and sad about her brother. It's hard for her to overcome. I miss her. No one else like her.
My name's Aniko, and I had a dog named Buddy that Jenny used to walk, and I recognize some of the names of your dogs.
Yeah.
And you know, one of the kindest things that Jenny did was when Buddy got older and he couldn't walk anymore, she would come and pick him up first and go pick up all the other dogs so he could see all his dog friends, and then drop him off after she picked everyone up. So, it was almost like going for a walk, but he couldn't, and it was just the most empathic, kind thing for her to think to do, and I think that's a good example of her kindness and empathy. I'll miss her. I do miss her.
I'm Sheila, and I met Jenny about 30 years ago at the Swedish bakery. We became friends. She used to talk about her daughters all the time. She loved them. They went camping every weekend. She ended up coming to my first wedding, actually. It was a wonderful guest there. And we felt out of touch for a while. We reconnected at the cruising club a number of years back. And it was like no time had passed. You know, she was just such an unusual, one-of-a-kind human being. Beautiful, beautiful woman.
Hi, I'm Michelle. I too am a dog walker, and of course Jetty was, and of course we met on the trail. And how I met Jenny is just once again on the trail, but now that she's gone, It's like, where's Jenny and all her havoc and craziness? And believe it or not, I miss that. And she definitely made you feel welcome, even though the short time, I mean, I knew her for these past 6 years, but really got to know her in the past year. And anytime, you know, she needed some help, she actually gave me a call, and I was really privileged to have her in my life.
My name's Charlie, and I need Jenny because she took care of my dog Baxter.
She was a
Our
puppy.
dog.
Since he was a puppy. So I'm Carrie, and thank you all so much for coming. We were really excited to be able to do this during her birthday celebration as well. And Jenny just meant so much to our family because she was a fixture for so long, and we met on the trail right the day before Trump became elected, and we had so much hope, and I didn't know her, and she's like, can you believe everything's gonna be get better tomorrow? And I was like, I know. And she's like, enough of this. And I said, I need to get your phone number. And so then I had her be his dog walker for 6 years, and my mom and she were close as well. And then when my mom, she passed last year, but Jenny coming every day was the highlight for all of us. She's very missed.
I'm Laura, and that's my husband Mike. And we found Jenny on Next Door Neighbor because she was like the most highly recommended dog walker in Mill Valley. And we had her for, I think, at least a couple years. She was phenomenal. And to your point, every day she shows up, she's got a compliment for you. So that was always an added bonus when she came to get Piper. But we know Piper absolutely adored her, loved all the dogs, and we're, again, happy that you could all be here.
I'm Nancy, and I've known Jenny for 40 years. I was her neighbor, and I miss her every day. It's so hard looking at her apartment and not seeing her. It's been really difficult. But we were great friends.
She loved you so much. She adored you. Still does.
I loved her too.
I'm Anne, and this is my dog Pete. And Jenny walked Pete for the entire time that we had a little Petey, and she was just wonderful. Like everyone says, she always made it to feel so loved. She always I mean, she was just so thoughtful. Like, I had a daughter a little while ago, and she would bring her like gifts and just like things that you don't have to do, and it's just so sweet. She doesn't make us a heart.
I'm Mike, and obviously Laura's husband, so I just, I mean, she was just always smiling and such a kind heart that you could see that, right? If there's people you see and you just don't know who they are, Jenny was one that just was such an open book, and just made her so endearing, and she did everything with, like, I mean, you could see how much she cared for these dogs, and how much Piper would look forward to, you know, seeing her and walking with the other dogs. And the story about, you know, your dog who she would pick him up first and do that stuff, that's just completely heartwarming. So that's Jenny, and we definitely miss her. We'll never find another Jenny.
Of course, Sarah and her new fiance.
Hi, I just want to say thank you all so much for coming today. You know, my mom loved your dogs and loved you, and it just means so much to me for you to come out and speak about her, because I'm able to see a side that obviously is different than mine because I grew up with her, and I just appreciate hearing it so much. And seeing your dogs here too, because I know that she loved them and they loved her. And I wanted to read a poem that my sister wrote that I thought was really beautiful and embodied, you know, how my mom was. If I can get through it, because it's
if you need help, let us know.
Thank you. Okay. You are the wild, unsettling but fixed with cycles, the up and down of dark and day, of dizzying chatter and silent sway. You are the wild, thundering with life and power, a scary storm of clouds and light, of torturous pain and loving might. You are the wild, evolving as the world transforms, an earthy goddess, fun and young, an injured bird, needy, unsung. You are the wild, whispering while we sleep and dream, a busy spirit in lakes and leaves, an old butterfly, bold but weak. You are the wild, bustling with instinct and growth, my silly mama, everywhere and always. My son, raging giver, giving life to a new faith. You are the wild.
It's beautiful.
Again, you know, I love my mom so much, and I know you all do too, and I just thank you all for being here today, and I'm glad we can go on this hike together.
She was an amazing woman.
Here's to Jenny.
Yes.
And I know she's here right now.